welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to be talking about dry scalp and dandruff. So if you're one of those people like my wife who only has to oil your hair once or twice a month and you don't have to worry about dandruff building up or dry scalp platelets all over your head, this video is not for you. But if you're like me and you deal with that stuff on a daily basis, get comfortable because we're getting ready to get real personal. I have always dealt with dry scalp and dandruff. Even when I was in 6th grade, I used to have cornrows, and anytime my mom would take them out to get ready to wash my hair and things, there would be dandruff and dry scalp platelets everywhere. All over me, all over her. It got to the point where it was visible on the carpet, so I used to have to vacuum it up. So that's how bad it is. Remember, I said we was getting personal. It's important to remember that dry scalp and dandruff are two separate issues, but since I struggle with both of them so heavily, I'm going to be speaking in generalities. So let's talk about some of the things that can cause dry scalp and dandruff, and there's a lot. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but hopefully I can shed some light on something you didn't know. For instance, I didn't know that dairy and sugary foods and spicy foods, all of those things can cause dry scalp because they all can cause inflammation leading to dandruff and dry scalp. Also, the weather can have an effect on dry scalp and dandruff. For me, when it's wintertime, I don't really have an issue. I mean, it's still bad, but it's not as bad as when it's summertime and it's hot outside and I sweat more. And I believe that's what causes me to have more dry scalp, more dandruff in the summertime, which I feel like is different than a lot of other people. Stress is another big cause of dry scalp and dandruff, as well as over oiling, under oiling, shampoos, conditioners. You have to find the right shampoos and conditioners that work for you, and you have to find the oil schedule that works for your scalp. For me, I used to have a problem with over oiling. I was oiling my whole entire scalp every other day or so, and that was causing a lot of buildup in my head. So now I only oil once or twice a week. I'll only oil my scalp once or twice a week. I still make sure I oil my entire, my hair, the shafts of my hair and things like that. But I only oil my entire scalp once or twice a week, and when I do so, I massage it in there. So it feels really good, honestly. There are only a couple of causes, but you can do your research. I promise you'll find out something new, because I found out a lot of things just making this video that I wasn't aware of. So now I'm going to talk about some of the things I do to combat my dry scalp and my dandruff. For starters, my baby makes me my own Loc condition. I'm not going to tell the secrets or anything like that, but when we'll get big, then I'll let you all know. But she makes me my own Loc conditioner. I spray this in my hair every day. I spray it before I leave the house to go to work. I spray it in my head before I go to sleep at night. Not right before, like I'll spray it, give it a little time to dry out, and then I'll put my head cap on. After I spray my locks, I will go and get the oil concoction that my baby makes for me, and I'll make sure I rub it on my scalp, or I'll rub it on my hair, and my hair too, just to make sure that everything is nice and moisturized and looks good. Another thing that I started using this past month that you guys are not gonna like, but I promise it's working for me as of yet, and that's sulfur 8. It's sulfur 8. Not gonna lie to you, it stinks. It stinks, but I didn't have anyone complain about my hair or anything, or say that they could smell it, but that doesn't mean they couldn't. But I tried it this past month and it is effective so far. I don't have any flakes or any dandruff building up too crazy, and so it is working. It worked when I was younger, and it's seemed to be working now, but this is just something I'm trying. And when we did start using it for this past retwist, we didn't put it in my hair, we only used it on my scalp. So just if you're gonna try that method, just make sure you only put it on your scalp. Not sure what would happen if you try to put it in your hair. One of the last things that I try to do to help me with my dandruff and my dry scalp is I stay hydrated and I stay out of people's business. That's it. So I'm stressed, I relieve my stress, and I make sure that my body has enough water, and I feel like that's helping, even if it's just subconsciously. Another method that I'm interested in trying are taking the vitamins D, E, and K2 My coworker told me about them. She said that they help her with her plaque psoriasis on her scalp. I'm always cautious about taking things or putting new things in my body, but they're vitamins, so I'm praying nothing will happen to me. I'm also gonna try rice water. Well, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna ask my wife if she knows anything about rice water, and I'll let you all know how that goes. As well as trying to up my omega-3s, which is like fish and nuts. We've already started to try to eat better this year, and it's going pretty well, but I'm gonna see if there's other dietary things that I can add and change that will help me with my dry scalp and dandruff. And again, if there's anything that you guys know, please, please, please put it in the comments, because I be struggling. I'm not even gonna lie, I be struggling. There's days where I just have to cover it up when it gets bad, but you know, I'm trying. But yeah, those are just some of the things that can cause dandruff and cause dry scalp. Those are some of the things that I do that help me, and some of the things that I want to try. But it's also important to remember that everybody's different. Their scalp is different, their genetic makeup is different. So what works for me may not work for you, and what works for you may not work for me. But from now, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, keep trying new things, and if I find anything that really, really, truly works for me on a consistent basis, I will definitely let you all know. Until then, take it easy.